My number. How's the volume? I don't know yet. Kind of loud for me. Probably about right for how I like it on stream, i.e. quiet. Oh look, he's parrying fireballs. He didn't parry that one. From that far away, it's okay to parry at least the first hit, usually all of them. It's a little bit of a trap when Akuma throws a red fireball because it takes a lot longer to parry it than block it. And the chip damage isn't too bad, so blocking it's okay. But parrying is free meter, and usually, even if Akuma approaches while you're parrying it, you can just shift over to blocking. And then you'll block a hit of the fireball before Akuma can like throw you, so he can't even push a mix-up based on it. So it's not super duper scary. It's that jump jab that Ryu tried to do, I think. Ryu actually has 3 distinct jump punches. What are these? I don't like the way he's using light normals. Jump jab was weird enough, but now after all those, that was a good roundhouse. Light normals are really bad in this game, except for very specific instances where they're used to confirm supers, in which case they're pretty good. But not even that many characters have that, and the ones that do. You don't really need light normals to pick up most punishes in this game. That was good. You lose the air fireball or move 2 hits of the super. Hi. I need to stay up a little while. I'm tired as fuck. I wonder if there's a Cars video game. There's probably several. Ah, low forward. Could have been a bit better. If it was an EX, Donkey Kick combo, he would have won right there. You know those little displays where they have like the playable video games and like GameStops and whatnot? I played a Hulk video game in like 2000 some, and I remember it was pretty fun. I've never played it ever since. It was on GameCube. It was based on the shitty Hulk movie, I think. I think I looked up the reviews later and it got really bad reviews, so. But I just distinctly remember that I was having a really good time playing it, just fucking slapping people around with Hulk. Did that link? It looked like he missed the cancel. That looked super weird. It was a meaty stand strong. But something about that. Or maybe he held it. No, it was just a really late cancel. I should like dig that game out and get the ROM of it and play it on stream sometime. Ugh. That was whiff punishable for sure. One of the rare instances where a light normal would be good, but even then Ryu can't really cancel a light normal to anything except Super 1 and, well, Super 2. And Shoryuken. And one like light punch into Shoryuken is not very reliable. This Ryu's like not that good, but he's doing okay. That's fine, I guess. Wow, the fucking initial Hadoken hit. It was really well timed, that initial Hadoken, to be honest. That was a punish, but he could have done a lot better. I think Ryu's Crouch Fierce punishes a block dash punch. You'd way rather do that. That's nice. Got the jump. Makoto has to do a delayed Karakusa in order to throw someone on Wake Up because of the brief throw invincibility, which means if you hold up right away, you might actually land in time to punish her, which is what we saw there. Whoa, a non-reversal Shoryuken. It was like a walk forward Shoryuken. He could have canceled that. I guess Ryu didn't have a reliable cancel, maybe. Ah, Wake Up Crouch Jab. Real awkward. Yeah, by the frames, it's easy to punish Ayate with a lot of stuff. Crouch Fierce just isn't that wide. Ryu's Crouch Fierce is like 5 frames or something, or 4. It's quite fast. Oro can't punish by range with a close strong, but he actually has enough time to get walk forward into close strong. Did I say crouch strong the first time? Close strong. That's one of the more technical things in the matchup, is you can punish a block dash punch with walk forward strong, and it's optimal. It would be bubblegum flavor, I don't know. It would taste like a dead sloth. I wonder if sloths are eaten anywhere. I don't even know where they're native to. I like vaguely know South America. Are they Brazilian? Ooh. I don't know if Makoto has any awkwardness on Oro. I think she gets limited corner EX dash punch struggles. Some characters have really obnoxious things they have to deal with, and some don't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything with Oro's hitboxes that fucks Makoto up, except maybe her axe kick is kind of hard to use against him because he's so short. Oro Makoto is 5'5", I'm pretty sure. I played it a good amount, and it feels like whoever gets momentum keeps it. But both have good options to play neutral against each other. Oro might actually win the neutral. But of course he's not as explosive. Oh, Oro can't be touch of stunned, but it's less his hitbox and more his long dizzy bar. I would tentatively call Oro the hardest character to stun in the game. Between the long duration of his juggles, his ability to recover stun with his taunt, and his long dizzy bar. Plus the ease at which he can turtle, if he wants to. Oh, he shook out. I wonder if that had anything to do with the combo dropping. Ryu's combos into Shoryuken are pretty unreliable. Close strong into hard DP is like the most reliable, and it's still not good. Close fierce into hard DP doesn't even work after a jump in, I'm pretty sure. It might with like a micro walk. That's probably punish. Wow, that hit him on the ground. The flash kick would probably at best trade with Denjin, which would be a horrible, horrible trade. But I think it would just lose. He'd be waking up into it. And I don't think regular flash kick is invincible until it hits. EX flash kick would almost certainly trade. But then it wouldn't even trade if it didn't hit Ryu in its first frame. But either way, I don't think Remy could use the invincibility to dodge the fireball. He might be able to Super 2 through a Denjin, but Super 1 probably wouldn't work. And I'm not even really convinced that Super 2 would work. The number of supers you can use to wake up into Denjin is actually like kind of small. It's not super small. Most supers are really fast, and they also only have as much invincibility as to like resolve their initial hit. So it's like yeah, Ken Super 3 is invincible, but it stops being invincible on like frame 4. He's actually not very much like God at all, apart from the 2-hit sweep and the visual similarity of his special moves, and I guess the executional similarity. There are a couple normals that are the same, but it's like they're so generic that it's not really surprising they're the same, like Close Fierce. I do like Remy's visual design a lot. He's probably the most aesthetic Street Fighter 3 character. Gameplay, he's okay, but Guile's a lot more interesting. Remy's one of the less interesting characters in this game. In terms of like goodness, he's pretty bad. When I made a tier list for this game, I put him as the 3rd worst character in the game, which I pretty much agree with. Or maybe Alex. I'm like torn on which one of those characters is worse. They're both better than Sean and 12 though. That was dash into parry, I think. Delayed low short was not realistically going to get parried there. It's kind of scary if someone's parrying in your face, because oftentimes if it's like, well, let me just hit them, you'll end up giving them something to parry. It's usually not a huge issue because they'll probably be in parry lock, but parry lock doesn't last that long. That's like almost optimal there, I bet. He can red parry for a jump in, but I don't think he can do a jump in just from parrying the last hit. Maybe he can, because he's got that tall roundhouse. Does that work? He did it like it worked. Maybe it was just meter build. You don't usually use specials for meter build because specials only build about as much meter as with normals, and normals take a lot less time. Oof. The low fireball is a lot safer than the high fireball for reasons exactly like that. It's a lot like Sagat, I suppose, except Sagat's high fireball is usually duckable by everyone. And Remy's is usually duckable by some characters, but not others. It's tricky though because the universal overhead can be used by any character to go over a low fireball. Not that it's a great option because it doesn't it doesn't advance you that much. But it's notable that it works. I really like in the little hop attack in Mortal Kombat 11. The two hop overheads. At first I was like, these are garbage as overheads. Oh, hit him out of a backdash. That was still a punish. That super is unusual in that it air resets. Most supers do not. Anyway, I would really like that little hop overhead as an answer to throws, because it is fast enough that it can punish a throw. But it's really unsafe, and it's not terribly fast. The thing I think almost every Street Fighter has suffered for this, is that throws are too low risk in every single Street Fighter title. The worst thing that can happen when you go for a throw is either the opponent techs the throw, which is completely not bad for you, you just lose momentum, but you don't actually get punished or lose health or anything. Or maybe you get hit by an invincible move, which is usually not that bad and astronomically risky for the opponent. I don't mind that it's risky, it should be, but the invincibility moves aren't universally shared between characters. Of course, in Mortal Kombat, you can just duck a throw, so it's not a big deal in those games. There are already ways to beat throws. But I think something like that hop attack in a Street Fighter would be super cool, because it fills a hole that nothing else can do. It's unsafe, but it actually gives you a punish, a knockdown punish for a throw. Yeah, it's usually not too hard to get out of throws. And of course, throws aren't super rewarding in any Street Fighter, excluding maybe 2. But I feel like everything should carry, I feel like there should be a hard counter for everything. This game is usually good about that, but even throws are very low risk in this game. Oof. Like most of the cast at a throw loop in SF5 pre-nerf. Actually linked. He had a flash kick, I guess. I'm not gonna go to CEO. CEO is Florida, right? No human way. Community effort Orlando. Confirmed Florida. Ooh, that angle. Remy's tall. That's almost always a bad thing in this game. Remy does become a fairly ordinary crouching height when crouching. But when he's standing, he's, I think one of the taller characters. Probably just below, like, Hugh and Hugo. Neat. The crouch fierce was too late. Oh, it ended. I finally actually did the tutorials for MK11. I finished them off. There was actually a good amount of stuff in there I didn't know. The tutorials advised using the hop to dodge throws, but honestly, if I'm going to dodge a throw, if I'm going to read a throw in MK11, I'm going to do it neutral ducking, not hopping. I do think the hop is a super cool thing though, and it does have a little bit of it does have its function doesn't quite overlap. It does some unique things in and of itself when trying to read a throw, that is. Neat. Anti-air parry into medium kick. That's probably 12's best anti-air, or maybe anti-air parry into back medium kick. Ah, parry into jab, then the jab whiffed. Being a 12 player is truly suffering. That double low short link, it's not hard, but it's like I wasn't getting it very consistently when I like labbed it. I think the actual tier distribution of SF5 is very tight right now, but that's not... What players play is different, if you know what I mean. A character only needs to be perceived to be strong to get a lot of play. Oh, that was a nice parry and punish. That was super cool. You see that? He did the anti-air medium kick into dash instant air. 12 was pretty neat here. Probably won't play Sam Show, but I'll take a look at it, and if it looks good, then I might play it. I don't mind trigger. A lot of people hate it on principle. I don't hate it on principle, but I think it could have been better. I think I don't really like when meters don't carry between rounds. A lot of people don't like the Roman cancel, but I actually like that. Installs are fine. If a character doesn't have an install, I don't really care, but generally I kind of like them. I don't really mind that characters get locked out of their full tool set. That's nothing to me. There's definitely inconsistent reward with triggers, but that's mitigated by the fact that there's another way of spending V-meter. So Kareen has bad triggers, whatever, just V-reversal all the time, and it's okay. But then you look at characters like Vega who have like not great V-triggers and also not great V-reversals. And it's just like, I don't know, arguably the worst V-reversal in the game. And now FADC Not really. The main complaint people had with FADC is there were characters who didn't use it at all. Like how does T-Hawk use FADC prior to Ultra? That's what people would always say. FADCs are fun to do. The main complaint was that like characters like Ryu and Sagat get really rewarded for them, and then characters like M Bison don't even have them. You know, like M Bison's use of FADC is to make a sweep safe. It's like, well, that's cool, but why can I not use this to land my Ultra? It's a Roman cancel that locks you into having to dash, and that changes it a lot. You're very limited in the ways that you can exit a focus attack. So you couldn't actually just make anything safe with an FADC. There were a lot of things that wouldn't be safe if you FADC'd them. The really obvious one is Shoryukens are still minus, even if FADC'd as of Ultra. But a lot of them people wouldn't even do just because they were so bad. Like you couldn't FADC a light normal. You could, but you would just still be unsafe. The thing is, you burn the meter. It's not on like a combo. It's not on like a combo breaker. You lose a different resource instead of losing health from being punished by from your block Shoryuken. You lose meter from making your Shoryuken safe. Yeah. Generally speaking, I think pretty much universally backdashes take longer than forward dashes in SF4. But how unsafe you would be depended on the character. Ken doing DP 2 hits, FADC backdash would end up being like minus 15 or something like that. But someone with a faster backdash like Kemi doing DP FADC backdash wasn't that bad. Neat. DP release. DP FADC release. Level 2. Level 1 backdash is pretty safe. The danger is if the opponent like backdashes you or makes your focus whiff somehow, you could get fucked up because you can't dash cancel anymore. Or also that the opponent can just like interrupt you. But most level 1 focuses into backdash are pretty safe. Just purely because the frames aren't that great, but you just get left pretty far away. It was hard to punish every DPF ADC follow-up. Is that a punish? No way. Like, Adon could do reversal light uppercut against a Shoto DPF ADC. And either DP forward dash would get punished by Adon's 4-frame light DP. DP backdash would get caught by the long range of Adon's light DP. And the DP would hit faster than even an instant focus release. So there would be occasionally like things like that. They would just catch all. Sakura is my favorite SF5 character to play by far. To watch, probably still Sakura. There were a lot of things that would catch two options. Like level 1 focus and forward dash would both get caught by Guy's EX Tatsu, for example. But if the opponent did FADC backdash, they'd get out of the range, and then they'd be able to punish Guy's EX Tatsu. That would count for jabs as well, which would be better, but like harder to do quickly and perfectly. But if you did like a crouch jab, it would beat the level 1 focus release, and also catch the forward dash as a punish. Ibuki Ultra 1 probably wouldn't catch a backdash. Not even for the timing, just the range. It takes a little while to get wide like that. That's just off the top of my head. I don't know. Lab it. Ibuki Ultra 2 will catch a backdash and a release, but it won't catch an instant forward dash. But instant forward dash is -5. So technically, you know, she's got a perfect she can punish both. She can punish all options between two tools. But that's not good enough because, like, if you do a blocked Ultra 2, you get fucked up. Almost every character could get a perfect punish between two options, but getting a perfect punish with one option is a lot rarer. Yeah, Demon would do it. Super Demons too. The problem is reacting to a DPF ADC is quite difficult and getting that reversal. Even for the entire lifespan of Ultra, people weren't very good at that. It was quite rare to see the... Smug could do it. Smug would have people dashing into a stand jab, deadly stand jab. Even if you know it's coming, it's pretty hard to get like a 4-frame normal to actually hit that DPF ADC 4 dash 2-frame window. And it's a 2-frame window at a time you wouldn't really expect because they didn't lengthen the hit stop of the Shoryuken or anything. They just cut down its recovery by a lot, or they cut down its hit stun by a lot, its block stun by a lot. So you can act way sooner than it feels like you could. How fast is Hakan's super? I thought it was slower than 5 frames. That being said, DP FADC 4 dash against Hakan is pretty scary. If it's 3 frames, it probably works. Characters with SPDs could grab DP FADC. The reversal window is really big. So if you've got a special move you can use, you've got a much bigger leniency. Elena has a 3-frame light uppercut, for example. Ah! So even though I had the 3-frame crouch jab, getting -3 punishes was a pain in the ass. But I could do reversal light DP and it was quite easy. Elena's super was also either 3 or 4, I forget which. It was quite fast as well. It's important to know your character's fastest options. That being said, I almost never did Elena super. I probably still did it more than every other Elena player. Nice. Perfect. Cross up unblockable in the corner. Oh, he messed it up. Elena gets hit early by those tackles, which enables easier juggles, I think. Elena juggles differently than all other characters. Usually bad, occasionally good. Most characters in this game juggle differently. It's not like Elena's like breaking the mold. All the Shadows juggle the same for the most part. But that's like the only time they're all the same. And then both twins juggle exactly the same, I think. The only difference I can think of off the top of my head with the way that Shadows juggle is you can jump over Akuma in the corner, which isn't really a juggly thing. But their hitboxes aren't exactly the same, evidently. Nice. Oh, he missed it. I think that would have worked there. And if he got it, he should have gotten the tackle into one-hitted mirror, and then with some perfect partitioning, he would have been able to do like a dash headbutt thing, I think. I don't actually know. Maybe not. Pew. If you scroll down, it might be there. I want to say it's paypal.me/Bafail, but I don't know. So actually find it. Why are you wondering? Nice confirm. I'm pretty sure that ducking upper is unsafe. PayPal donations are the rarest form of money I get. People usually treat it like it doesn't exist. Usually it's those Twitch Prime subs. That's the most common. Ooh, he just dart shotted that fucking low medium kick. That was cool. Get parried, mash super. Dudley players. Dudley players don't give a fuck. That was probably punish. Oh, that was badass. The re-corner. Unfortunately, it looked like the mirror didn't hit the way he wanted it to. He got caught off guard there. When is DQ 11? Should I do DQ 9 first? Should I go back in time with my time machine and then move to Japan and then stream DQ 10? Wait, where'd it go? It just ended. It actually is. It was unpopular in Japan, which is quite rare for a Dragon Quest. Ironically, it was very popular in the US in terms of sales. It like might have sold the most of any Dragon Quest game up until 11. People didn't like the Gongoro fairy in Japan. Gongoro characters are really unpopular among Japanese players. But the stereotypes don't even exist in the US. What the fuck? Where's the confirm? Oh my god. Meaty Tatsu is so bad. See, I don't even know anything about Gongoro girls. I don't have any of those like stereotypes. Yeah, he had to do a donkey kick combo. Why don't you play Wild Arms, Wild Arms 6 on the PSP? I don't think that exists. There's a Wild Arms XF on PSP. Oh, I meant to say Wild Arms 6 on mobile. There was a recent Wild Arms game. Well, PSP isn't recent anymore. But there was one that was more recent than fucking PS1. Was it Wild Arms 1, 2, and 3 on PS1, and then I think there was a 4 and 5 on PS2, but I never saw them. Oh, nice punish. I only played Wild Arms 1 and 2, and they were both quite good. I like the swappable main character. And I like the using the items in the overworld was fun. Oh, maybe there was no 4 and 5. I must be thinking of, what am I thinking of? Breath of Fire. Grandia, I don't know. Grandia had 1 on PS1, 2 on Dreamcast, and later PS2. I think 3 on PS2. I think Breath of Fire was 2 on Super Nintendo, 2 on PS1, and then 1 on PS2. I think. Oof. No super. I think it was good there. Oh, yep. She gets some nice frame advantage on that dash punch. Yeah, that regular throw, if that was anything else, but he just wanted to be quick, and then his follow-up pressure was nothing. Low strong punishes that kind of tatsu. In SF4, stay medium kick cancels, but in this game it does not. So your longest range cancel is low strong, which is still quite long. In fact, I think in this game, low strong and stand forward probably have pretty close range. Low strong might actually go farther. Oof. It was an elaborate bait. Let me do a meaty EX uppercut because he'll fail to punish it and then I'll get a hit on him. Oh, a little early. Really awkward sloppy play from both players, to be honest. I want to land a choke me with their thighs. This Ryu's name is side 2. How do you say that? It's a toe with a little oo, which is not a katakana combination I see very often. It's probably pronounced 2. Nah, it's like a full-size oo if it's an extended O sound. That's a little one. And in katakana, you usually just use this dash instead of the vowel. That's a really rare one. Katakana has like certain combinations where you can make sounds that don't traditionally exist in Japanese. Like va in Vanao uses one of those. There is no like va in Japanese. They just use like an oo and then a little ah.